Hello, hockey fans, and welcome to this week's look at the standings, the very last one of the 2013-2014 NHL season. And the President's Trophy winners, the Boston Bruins, are sitting atop with 117 points, 5-2-3 in their last 10, although they lost their last game, means absolutely nothing. The Tampa Bay Lightning, they made huge strides. They won their last 4 games, 7-3-0 in their last 10, and secured a second place and home ice advantage in the first round of the playoffs. Montreal Canadiens, they dropped to third. The Pittsburgh Penguins, they would be the leaders of their conference. They've lost their last 2 games. They lost one tonight, as a matter of fact, against the Ottawa Senators in the shootout, so they still got a point at 109 and have home ice advantage. The New York Rangers, 96 points, 6-2-2 in their last 10, although they lost their last game. Again, the losses at this point mean absolutely nothing. Philadelphia Flyers, third place, and then Columbus and the Detroit Red Wings, which were fighting right to the end. 6-3-1 identical records. They've won their last game. Both have 93 points, and they had to go down to lesser categories to establish. Now the rest of it, Washington Capitals did not make the playoffs. They're going to have to do something with that team. So I suspect there'll be major changes done there. New Jersey Devils, they'll be Schneider will reestablish themselves, and I hope they make changes. Senators, next year might actually be a worse year. I'll get into that in my final review of the team. The Toronto Maple Leafs, they were all the way up in third in the Atlantic Division, and they dropped all the way down to 12th. So they're going to have to do some work in the offseason as well. Carolina Hurricanes, New York Islanders, Florida Panthers, and Buffalo Sabres, who sold the farm at some point or another in the season, 1-7-2 in their last 10. Yeah, they're going through a major rebuild. That was well known. So that's it for the Eastern Conference. And now for the Western Conference. The Colorado Avalanche, 112 points, 7-1-2. They're going well into the playoffs. The St. Louis Blues, they've lost 6 in a row, 3-7-0 in their last 10. They're in big trouble going into the playoffs. They have 9 players currently not playing. They have to get some of those guys back or they're not going anywhere. The Chicago Blackhawks, 107 points, 5-5-0. They've lost their last 2, but they're in. The Anaheim Ducks, 116 points, best record in the West. 7-2-1, won their last 4. The San Jose Sharks, 111 points, doing extremely well. 5-4-1 in their last 10, won their last 2. So all these teams are going into the these 2 teams are going into the playoffs on a streak. The Los Angeles Kings, 5-3-2, lost their last games, but they have 100 points, so they're doing extremely well. And then the 2 wild cards, the Minnesota Wild, the Dallas Stars, 98, 91 points. See the drop off, eh? The top 6 teams all have 100 points or more, and then the drop off happens. Then you get into the Phoenix Coyotes, 3-4-3 in their last 10. They won their last game, which was last night, but previous to that, I believe they lost 4. So they haven't been doing very well at all, and managed to play themselves out of the playoff, mostly because they lost Smith, their goaltender. The Nashville Predators, they have work to do. The Winnipeg Jets, they have to do something this summer. They can't just keep not making the playoffs in their brand new city. The Vancouver Canucks, there's going to be some massive changes there. It's already started with Trevor Linden. Calgary Flames, they have to make adjustments as well, but not every team can make the playoffs for people. So I can't see how these bottom teams, and the Edmonton Oilers as well, are going to beat the top 6. It's going to be 10 teams fighting for 2 wild card spots, because I don't see any of those top teams failing anytime soon. So that's it. And my playoff predictions are coming up next. A review of the Senators' season as well. Until next year.